Good morning. Kato Kagame once again. Today I want to look at a very important topic. Let's discuss politics. Political acuity. Political acuity is very, very important in our day-to-day living, at your place of work. All spheres in your business. Very important aspect. I'll begin by defining what political acuity is. Political acuity is the ability for you to understand and navigate through complex political situations. It is important to note that every human being, once you are born, is a political animal. They should not lie to you. Be it a pastor, be it a business person, be it, I don't know, whoever it is. What differs is the extent that they play in the politics. So every human being is a political player at a certain point. For you to have good political acuity, you need to have deep understanding of power structures, where you derive your powers and where your power stops, so that you can have the ability to read the top and don't make mistakes. Otherwise, you end up being fired, you end up being frustrated. You also need to understand the ideological alignment of an organization, of the political party you are serving, so that you can serve the interests. You do not go offside. You don't go offside and be looked at as someone who is, in the opposition. Sometimes they refer to, in our layman's language, Ichpinga. Of course, for you to understand complex political situations, sometimes you need to also deeply understand the nuisance of political communication. People sometimes defer to take a direction that is dangerous, but it has to exist. So how do you deal with it? So basically that is political acuity. I know it will help for those who really have the lenses and maybe the capacity. It will help. It also helps you, in terms of political correctedness. That's why we need sober and clear-headed politicians. Political headedness. Correctedness. Briefly, I want to look at the importance, 3, and the key aspects to consider if you need good political acuity. Because of time. 1, effective leadership. It helps you. One of the importance of political acuity, it helps you be an effective leader. If you're a leader in an organization, if you're a politician, you become an effective leader because you have the capacity, you have the cognitive capacity to analyze. You also have the lenses to see as far as where people don't see. You are maybe like in the space and they are down. And usually they cannot even value you because you are not at the same, operational level in terms of thinking. Of course, it also gives you the capacity to navigate through complex political situations. People play all sides of political games, so it is easier for you to detect. Otherwise, you can be easily taken advantage of or end up in a mix-up. And at the end of it all, you are misunderstood and you make mistakes. Of course, you network so easily if you have good political acuity. You have the skill, the communication skill to navigate. You have the intellectual firepower. So it is easy for you to attract and have alliances. It is easy for you to easily be believed in so that you can push your agenda forward. The other importance, it is very key in enhancing your credibility. Reputation is very important, especially for politicians and leaders. If you have a reputation risk that is high, then it is most likely that you could end up losing your job, and yet you could actually be very, very effective. But because of the politics at play, they can overpower and, you end up being a victim. So you need, first of all, to have that strength so that you can be able to protect and deal with ensuring that your reputation is okay. Of course, when we're talking about reputation risk, we are looking at, for example, psychological warfare, lawfare. You need to understand those tricks that people use, and so that you can counter them. Of course, if you have that credibility, you are unstoppable. People will frustrate you, people will become silent saboteurs, but you are unstoppable. What are the key things you can consider to have a good political acuity? 1, be informed, be up to date with news, be up to date with research and analysis, political analysis. 3, seek for competent mentors, those that have been tested. those that have experience, senior people. That's why we look in certain political spheres, they refer to people as chairman, boss. They refer to the senior, because they have that political, I mean, that power. People see it in them. They have the capacity to influence and make things happen. With that, I wish you well. I hope this helps. I'm done.